All right. It is recording now. So we are supposed to talk about our assignment, right?
Yep.
I'm opening that right now.
Okay.
Yeah, it just said to discuss the individual assignment questions together.
And then there's a group quiz that we have to take. I already took it just by myself, so it
Good
wasn't
for
hard.
you.
Yeah,
How was it?
Yeah, it was pretty straightforward. Like you can just look at the question and the material or the textbook that we have matches it really well.
Awesome.
Okay.
Did anyone do the prep work for this week or this lesson?
Yes, I did.
Oh, awesome.
Sorry, what was that?
There's a bit of individual prep work for
Oh.
this lesson. It was pretty straightforward too.
Yeah, I just pulled that one up as well. So I'm ready whenever you guys are.
Same.
Yeah, I am too. I printed mine out just because it was easier for me.
So we go over the
Great.
individual one first.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I was also going to ask if we were supposed to do the quiz as we were doing the meeting, or how does that work?
Yeah, it says you should take this quiz with your group during your lesson 2 group meeting. So
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, I mean, for me, everything was relatively straightforward. It kind of just was verbatim from the book.
Yeah. Did anyone have any questions necessarily on any part of it?
I didn't.
no.
I think it's more so just kind of memorizing terms.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so isn't part 1 like they already gave us the answers to part 1 and we're supposed to just go over part 2? Or am I misunderstanding that? I guess I didn't really read it.
Yeah, I think you're right. I just printed out the part 1 solutions, and it doesn't have a part 2 section. So I think maybe we just go over part 2. I don't know.
I think we should do that.
Well, actually, it goes all the way to 9. Never mind.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay, so do we want to go through 6 through 9, or do we just want to do our quiz? Or what are we supposed to do? Does anyone know?
Well, I think we were kind of just supposed to answer questions that anyone had on the individual study, I feel like, but this one, I feel like for future assignments that might be okay, but this one was kind of just writing down definitions and figuring them out.
Yeah.
When you guys are talking about part 2, is that the video you're talking about?
It's section 2 of the lesson.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So when you download the preparation assignment, It has the problems, and then there's part 1 and then part 2.
Okay.
So do we want to start on the quiz now then?
I think that would be
Sure.
fine, unless anybody else wanted to talk about the individual work. I don't know.
I'm good
I'm
with
good.
the quiz.
Sorry, what was that?
Oh, I'm good with just taking the quiz now.
Cool. I will start it.
Me too.
Do we want to like switch off reading the questions or something like that? Or
Sure.
we can just do them together. I don't care. I don't know.
So the first 2 questions are asking about participation. So I'll read question 3. And we can just kind of go in a circle if we want.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
So question 3 says researchers would like to determine if reviewing material consistently within an hour after class helps students perform better on exams than if students wait to review the material the day before the exam. The researchers are trying to determine if an observational study or an experiment would be more appropriate. They are discussing who the population would be and how they will determine which sampling method will best represent the population. Which of the 5 steps of the statistical process are the researchers currently applying?
I would say design of the study.
I agree.
Mhm.
All right.
I'm still waiting on my quiz to load right now. There we go.
Oh.
It's popped up. Okay, so I guess I can read question 4 then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine. Did you get
It says
questions?
the researcher has. Yeah, I agree
Okay,
with that.
I just want to make sure so you didn't miss it.
I appreciate it, man. So question 4, a researcher has collected the results of a survey where the participants were asked how many hours of TV they watched each day. The researcher tallies the frequencies for each category and computes mean numbers of hours watched. She then creates a histogram to help illustrate the overall distribution. Which of the 5 steps of the statistical process could the researcher apply? I'd say, that'd be collecting data right there, but it's also describing the data collected. So it has collected, so it'd be describing the data.
I agree.
Yep, agreed. Sorry, my mic cut out.
You're good.
Okay, I can read the next one if you guys are ready. Okay, Mumbai, India is a quickly growing city of importance in its own country as well as the global economy. Marketing research firm has been asked by a prominent fast food restaurant to help determine if citizens of Mumbai would support this fast food business. From a list of all registered taxpayers, 3,000 names are randomly selected. Each individual on this list is mailed with a brief questionnaire. The researchers receive 1,049 responses. The population is... I would say it's 1,049 people who respond.
I would agree with that. Hold on.
Well, I think, let me just look up the definition of population. Yeah, it says, section 3.2 for Wiki, a sample is a subset of a population. So I'm assuming that the population is the people of Mumbai, the people who respond are the sample.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Yeah, I agree because the people who respond are just the sample, or not the actual entire population.
Yep.
Yeah, I mixed it up the first time I took the quiz, so that's how I know.
Yeah, so it says, step 1, you will collect a manageable group of items called the sample from the entire collection of financial documents called the population.
Yeah, so question 6 is pretty much the same thing, except to ask what the sample is. So sample is the 1,049 people. So
All right, are we all ready for question 7?
So was question 5, I'm sorry, I was confused. Was question 5 the 1,049 or the citizens of Mumbai? Because that was the population.
yeah, the
Citizens of Mumbai.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. They're both pretty much the same question. Okay, I'm good.
Question 6 is the people who responded.
Gotcha.
Yeah, at first I thought they were like the exact same.
Yeah. All right, question 7. Studies have shown that retention of classroom materials can drop as low as 58% within 15 minutes of class and within 44% after the first hour after class. This forgetting curve continues so that within 6 days, only 25% is remembered. How can a student conquer this forgetting curve? The researchers in this study claim that constant review is important. So to test this and invited you to participate in a study where you were asked to review specific material 15 minutes after class for 10 minutes, an hour after class for 10 minutes, and then again 2 days after class for 10 minutes. Your teacher then gives you a short 10-question quiz where your score out of 10 is recorded. What type of data is your teacher collecting?
Quantitative.
Yeah.
I think so too, because gathering numbers. All right. So who wants to do?
I can do
Do
8.
we all have questions?
Studies have shown that retention of classroom material can drop as low as 58%. This looks like it's the exact same question as before.
Yeah.
Teacher wanted to test this and invited you to participate in a study where you were asked to review specific material for 15 minutes. After the 6th day, your teacher asks you if you feel confident that you retain at least 50% of the material. He then records your responses as yes, no, not sure. What type of data is your teacher collecting? Categorical.
Yeah. Okay, I can read the next one if we're ready.
Ready?
Studies have shown that the retention of classroom materials can drop as low as 58% within 15 minutes of class and within 44% after the first hour of class. Hour after class. This forgetting curve continues so that within 6 days, only 25% is remembered. How can a student conquer this forgetting curve? The researchers in this study claim that constant review is important. Suppose your teacher wants to test this and invited you to participate in a study where you were asked to review specific material 15 minutes after class for 10 minutes, an hour after class for 10 minutes, and then again 2 days after class for 10 minutes. Your teacher also selects a group to give no review to the material over 6 days. The group is called the
control group.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
Are we ready for question 10?
I can read it. says, which of the following would be considered an experimental design? A telephone poll asking people about whether or not they vaccinate their children, administering the tuberculosis vaccination to one group and giving a placebo to the other, a census, a mailed survey asking people whether or not they receive the tuberculosis vaccine. I would say the second one,
I agree.
tuberculosis.
I'll read question 11 then. In a study to determine the average wage of working people in Mumbai, which of the following would be the best sample? And I would say many randomly selected workers in each of several working districts of Mumbai.
Agreed.
I would agree.
All right. Question 12. You want to become the next Jonas Salk and produce a vaccine that will help cure children of respiratory syncytial virus, RSV. You test the vaccine and compare it to a placebo and randomly choose one group of children to take the vaccine and one group to take the placebo. What or who are the experimental units or subjects?
The children.
Yep.
Yeah.
The next question is the exact same question. It just asks what are the treatments? The vaccine and the placebo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who would like to read question 14?
I can do that one. In 1992, the U.S. government supported a study where 4608 low-income families were given a chance to move to less impoverished areas, distribute vouchers, and provided various support systems. The researchers wanted to determine if getting people out of poor neighborhoods would reduce the poverty level of U.S. citizens. The low-income families were randomly assigned to one of the following three groups: the entry-level or poverty voucher group, the traditional voucher group, and the control group. And it asked the study was and I'd say experiment because
Yeah, I
they did
agree.
stuff. Yeah.
They were given things. All right. Question 15 wants us to submit each of the following.
So, as a question for question 14, how would it not be an observational study?
I think if you sort of just, because they actively did something to affect the people. So.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, totally.
Okay, sorry. Thanks. I'm not good
And
at
they,
explaining things.
I think another giveaway is that they had a control group,
Yeah, that's a good point.
that they weren't just watching what happened, that they had something to compare it to. Okay. So if we're matching them, I find it's easier to start at step 1. Step 1 would be to design the study.
And then it's step 2 is collect.
And
Describe.
then step 3 was
You're
describe
right.
I think so.
Step 4 is make inferences.
Yep.
Step 5 is take action.
Yep.
Perfect. That is all of them.
Yeah, is that literally all we needed to do for today?
Yep.
I think so.
I think.
Oh yeah, so my husband took, not this class, but business statistics. And what his group did for these group tests is to just have one person submit it. And that way, because we have two like submit chances. So that way if we get anything wrong, we can go back and do it again. And if we get it wrong again, we can go back and change it. Does that make sense?
I agree.
Okay.
We took turns going first. So I would submit first and then the other person.
Yeah.
I already submitted mine in case anyone hasn't. And we got 100.
Yeah. I got 100 too.
That's good. So we have to meet again by Thursday, is that right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. And then
Yeah, Thursday. I don't know what time works best for you guys. After 8, I should be good to go.
I'm
Okay,
fine
I
after
think-
8 o'clock as well.
anytime at night works for me, so.
Can we make it at 8:15? I
That's
have a group.
cool. Anytime after 8.
Okay.
Would 8:30 be better for you?
Yeah, it's great.
Because if 8:30 is better for you, we can just do that.
Yeah, I think that would be better. Yeah, it's not.
I don't know if you're just getting home from something, but take a chill pill for a little bit until you have to get started on something.
Yeah.
So
I also have one more question before I end this. I'll have the link to this group meeting, and I'm not entirely sure where to post it. I know it said like in your group, like discussion board or something like that. But does anyone have an idea where that's at?
I'm looking in the group meeting instructions right now. Hold on.
Okay.
this whole Island 3 thing is really throwing me off. I'm not used to it.
Yeah, it's awful.
So I thought I don't have any other classes that require it.
Yeah, on step 2, it says record your group meeting and post the link to the group collaboration discussion. I have no idea where that's at.
I think it's in like the welcome section. Oh, no, never mind.
Under lesson 2, there's like a link that says questions and conversations. That's where you put it. It seems like there's a lot of, like, some people posted their group meetings and some people post questions. So I'm not really sure what that board is for. That'd be my best guess.
Well, I don't know. I actually found, if you click on discussions, I found all of what our discussions are, I guess. And it has group collaboration, but it starts on lesson 4.
Huh.
So maybe they just forgot to put in the other ones?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay.
Yeah, people are asking that question like a lot on the questions and conversations board. Like, where do we post it? So let's see.
Yeah, I think 2 groups have just posted theirs there because they weren't sure.
Okay. Well, I'll do that
I would
then.
just do that same thing.
Until he tells us to do something different.
Exactly.
So he replied to someone and said that the group meetings don't start until week 2, so there's nothing to submit this week, but we can submit it on here if we want.
Oh.
Isn't it week 2?
I think you meant like
Yeah.
week 2 of lessons. So technically lesson 4.
Yeah, lesson 4 would be the first one.
Okay. Well, I'll just post it on there then, unless in case anyone wants to watch all
I
of
have no
it.
idea.
Just do it.
Okay.
As long as it's posted somewhere, I'm sure we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Is there
Sounds good.
any way to like email the link to like the TA or someone,
Yeah. Yeah, I can do that as well.
just in case? I know the TA, so if something happens, I can
Perfect.
do some talking. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, I'm from Philadelphia.
to know.
It's just
All right.
Well,
Well,
that's awesome. It was great talking to you all tonight.
this is great. I will see you all on Thursday.
8:30.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk to you guys then. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.